Hello curious people, welcome to a little tutorial on how to move some of our liquidity pools into Solfarm, which is on the Solana network. If you're new and you aren't already on the Solana network and farming with Raydium, then I will link below another video for you to watch. Jump into that one first before you come into Solfarm. So basically what is Solfarm? It says the efficient Solana yield aggregator. What does yield aggregator mean? Well, the definition of aggregate is to collect or gather into a mass or whole, or basically everything is to be added up into one amount. And a yield aggregator normally refers to, as it says in this definition, where a protocol will use a strategy to maximize user profits and by using different DeFi protocols. So this is kind of exactly what Solfarm is. You are basically earning profits through Raydium. However, Solfarm is harvesting on your behalf with smart contracts, and then what they are doing is they're compounding it for you. Now, I always suggest when you are new to a project, always follow them on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter regardless. So I do suggest following Solfarm and Raydium, of course. And then if they have a Discord channel, definitely jump in there as well. So in particular, Solfarm does have a Discord. And if you haven't used Discord before, it doesn't take very long to sign up. It's free, of course, and you have the ability to kind of ask questions, help others, and get plenty of information. Some would say that probably Twitter and Discord are your two main sources of good alpha, good information in the crypto space. So this is a Discord channel for Solfarm. If you're time poor, I would suggest always just reading the announcements, even starting way back when and coming all the way through. Also, if you've heard of a new project and you don't know if it has any validity, then a good idea is come into Discord and see how much activity is in here. If there are very few things being posted, or if there's very few members in the actual community, then that can be a little bit of a red flag. It's not always the case though. You do have communities that will not do a lot of informative updates. Instead, they just build, and then once they've got a really good product, then they let word of mouth carry it. Nevertheless, Solfarm's got a good community, and if you have any technical issues, you can always just come in and just put in your questions here, and someone's likely to help you. If you post it on Twitter, you're unlikely to get a response. So that's with Solfarm. Raydium, it's not in their bio, their Discord channel. It's not as easy to find. So I will post a link in the description below if you want to jump on their Discord channel. So we're going to be using our Phantom wallet, which this is a little tutorial account, and we're going to be using Solfarm and Raydium to do what we need to do. Now, a big reason on why we're jumping into Solfarm now is because they've been going for a little bit of time. They've had, when I say a little bit of time, kind of about almost a month. And they've got some good liquidity rewards. So one reason why I'm only just telling people about Solfarm now is they've still had some minor issues with their servers. And even as recent as 9 hours ago, it says their front end was under a DDoS attack. DDoS attack, you may have heard of it before, it's a denial of service attack. Essentially, sometimes thousands, hundreds of thousands or more different IP addresses attack the network. They basically try to get into the website at the same time, and some of them have malware. So they're trying to compromise the platform. That's not really going to make a huge difference to Solfarm itself. It wouldn't be more likely just to hurt the website. They'd have to put that up again. Anyway, so I mean, that's always something to consider. You may only want to put in a small portion of your funds, which I'll show you how to do shortly. So I've mentioned it in other videos, but basically I like Solfarm because it does all the hard work for me. They take a very small fee. However, they also have their own token, Tulip. Now Tulip has been released a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago maybe a week and a half ago. However, it's only recently been up for trade. So you can see that those early users that participated in providing liquidity were given some Tulip tokens. And these Tulip tokens are now worth about $13 US. So let's jump into the liquidity mining details. This will be linked below. We're only just going to touch on it briefly. Here are the tokenomics. So as you can see, a very large amount of all of the rewards go to liquidity mining, so people that are providing liquidity. And then they still have a good amount to actually push their project forward. So that's, in my opinion, these are quite good tokenomics. And tokenomics is basically how they distribute their tokens. Sometimes you see a project and it may say the team has 80% of the tokens. And that's not really a fair option quite often. Even though they're doing all the work, they basically have the ability to sell those and crash the price if they want to. Now, there are pools here. These are all the retroactive rewards. Retroactive rewards are unlikely to apply to you because you wouldn't be watching this video. So this is for people that provided liquidity before May 16. However, we still have an opportunity to get some more rewards between now and August 17. So here are all the details, but we can see it more clearly on the website. So we're going to go to solfarm.io, click on Vault, and connect our wallet. I use the Phantom wallet. I have a tutorial on how to use that as well if you're still using an older or a different wallet. Here we can see the different liquidity pools, and this little section here with the tulip icon, this is what is being rewarded to you as the APR, the annual percentage rate. That's the yearly rate not being compounded. Then we've got the daily APR, the weekly APY, so this is compounded, and then the yearly APY. So this is the full compounding daily that the platform will do for us. So you'll see there are different pools such as the Ray Serum or the Ray and Solana pool, and they all have different APRs on the Tulip. However, the main APR, that is pretty similar to what we'd see in Raydium itself, maybe a little bit higher. All right. So in the past, people have jumped onto things that gave a really high yield, such as the Step USDC pool, and it's entirely up to you. However, I personally prefer to do some things that are far more fundamentally strong. So things that I really believe in, things that I like. So pretty much all these I actually do like to some degree because there aren't that many tokens on the Solana network at the moment. However, my favorites are going to be things like Ray, Solana, Ray, Ethereum. I'm a big fan of Maps token, Maps Raydium. So don't necessarily just chase after the APR. Chase after things that you've done your research on and that you fundamentally think are good projects. All right, so first thing, we're going to jump into our Raydium farm. Remember, if we needed to see as a rough glance what we have in terms of liquidity already in pools, we can go to step.finance, enter the alpha, connect our wallet here, and this will give us a breakdown of everything that we have on the Solana network. So this is just a small test account, as you can see, and we don't have a lot of funds in here. So all I have in here are some Maps Ray and some Ray Sol. So very little funds, but we're going to get to work anyway. So in Raydium at the moment, we're going to be in the farm section, and I'm going to remove this liquidity, max, confirm. When I do that, the harvest will automatically happen. So you don't have to do that in multiple transactions. And remember, this is very fast and it's very cheap. Fastest and cheapest that I'm aware of. Fusion, same thing. I'm just going to remove this liquidity. That liquidity has been removed. If we go back to our liquidity tab on top here, if we wanted to add more liquidity, we could do so here, and that will come down below. Let's go to Solfarm, and we know we've got some Ray and Maps, and we have some Ray and Solana. So we'll click on this tab here, and we can deposit as much as we like. There is a very small fee. There is no deposit fee, no withdrawal fee, but they take a fee essentially for their service, but it's 0.11%, and that's very minor. So what we can do here is we can just we can add it all, or maybe we just want to add a portion. So we'll go ahead and deposit that, approve there, and we'll come down to Maps and Ray, and we'll add a good portion there and approve that. Now remember, if you don't want to approve things, if you want it to auto approve, you just come into your wallet, go down to settings, trusted apps, and then you could just click on this as an example. Or if you didn't want to use the app ever again, you could just revoke it by pushing that button there. Until Solfarm's a little bit older, I won't have auto approve turned on. All right, so we've got our 2 assets staking in there. We can then click on this tab up here, show staked. And here we can see our assets doing their thing. Now, of course, with such a very, very small amount of funds deposited, we're not going to have much in the way of rewards. However, this just illustrates how you do it. It also says up here, you have to stay staked for at least 2 hours to receive rewards. And as it says, this big warning here, all code on Solfarm is experimental. Please exercise discretion when using the D app, the decentralized app. Now, if we wanted to remove our liquidity, we could just click on it and we could just withdraw. We'll just do it as an example. Are you sure withdrawing within 2 hours from your last deposit? Yeah, that just basically means that we wouldn't get any rewards. We're not going to do it because we don't need to, but that's how you do it. Then we'd go back to Raydium. We'd see that we still have some liquidity here. There's not very much at all, but then we could just put that into these farms if we wanted to. Or we could put the whole amount into Solfarm. But as it says, use a bit of discretion. It's in its early stages. And, you don't want to be too excited. And then if they suffer some sort of hack or something, you lose all of your funds. Anyway, I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Just a big reminder, follow them on Twitter and follow them in Discord. Really important if for some reason you can't see something on the website, or if there's some bug or glitch, or if there's another denial of service attack, at least you'll often see it on Twitter, or even more updated, faster, will be someone saying, hey, I've got some trouble getting in here. Is anyone else having the same kind of thing happen to them? Thanks for watching. Any questions, get me on Twitter or leave comments in the description below. Cheers. Bye.